it for years.
It's a quick turnaround back to Villa Park for Aston Villa following a win against Maccabi Tel Aviv on Thursday night as Aston Villa bid for yet another win at home. This time it's Bournemouth who will take their aim at Villa's unbeaten streak. Bournemouth riding high in the table and also bidding for those European places. This is Matchday Live from Villa Park. Welcome along to Matchday Live on Villa TV. My name is Kate Tracy. Alongside me, three former Villans who look very sharp, suited and booted, the three of you. Alan McInally, Gary Thompson and Ahmed El Mohammadi. Good to see you back, Elmo. How are you?
All good, thank you.
Good. Looking forward to today, Gary?
Yeah, can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's Bournemouth, so it's going to be a big one. This is going to be a feisty affair. It almost feels like Unai Emery versus mini Unai Emery with Andoni Iraola here.
Basque versus Basque, exactly.
Yes.
Listen, before they played City last week, they were on a 7-8 run, undefeated. So they're pretty good. And I actually, funnily enough, I was just looking at the team and I wrote the team down that started against Man City. Not our team, Bournemouth's team. 28's the oldest. You know, the young boy up top, Kripke, who's scored 2 or 3, 4 in the last whatever games, he's only 20 years old. So they're at it. They're pressing teams, they're making teams. I think their turnover in terms of winning the ball in that final third is higher than a lot of the other Premier League teams. So we're going to have to be absolutely on it today. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. You know, we're coming off the back of a City game. We get rid of Maccabi without any problems. And now, obviously, this is, in my opinion, this is almost as big as the City game it is last week.
How are we feeling about today, Elmo? Are you excited? Are you apprehensive? How big of a game is this for Villa?
It's a 6-point game for us, you know. You're playing a team like Bournemouth who's flying this season. They only got beat twice, you know, against Liverpool and Man City. That shows you how good a team they are. And Alan is absolutely right. You know, what they do is just pressing high and then they nick the ball from you and then they score goals. And they got the player. They got absolutely ability in their teams. It's not just 1 or 2. They like 6, 7 of them. So it's going to be a tough one for us today. But it's a great win in Europa League, you know, on Thursday to give confidence. I know the manager rotated players, a lot of changes on Thursday, but Maatsen and Malen to get goals, give them confidence and shows you the depth in our squad. You know, anyone can play and anyone can show up, score goals as well. So it's an exciting one. Before the international break, as I always say, you know, before the international break, you get the win. It gives you a nice break, you know. A lot of players going away to their national team, so 3 points today, it will be good for us.
Gary, as Elmo said there, it's just before an international break. How much do you put onto games like this to be able to take that confidence into a bit of a break? Because as Elmo said there, a whole load of our lads will be going off on international duty.
Yeah, it's always important to get a result before the international break. As you say, players are going away. There will be players who will be here. They'll have a couple of days off or whatever, but the manager will still be working with them. But as a group, the players go away and do their bits for their country. They come back, but you want the group to have come back on the back of a win, and that's always give you more confidence.
And Alan, just on that again, because we're saying we are in the lap of luxury really with Villa, with how many international players that we have, and for them to be going into their own, or going back to their own nations full of confidence as well, given the form that they've been in of late, managing to turn away Maccabi Tel Aviv, no mean feat whatsoever, with all of the noise going on around the game.
Yeah.
How difficult would that have been for the lads to actually focus on the game at foot?
Well, well, obviously not a lot, because I thought we won the game pretty easily, to be fair, even though the manager, and Elmo just said, you know, he made changes for the game. I don't think the players would have been too worried about the situation. Religion and politics, etc., getting into a football match, you know, it was a high-profile match here at Villa Park with more noise almost outside than we had inside. But it was, I'm glad it went away. Like, and I don't want to say it went away, but there was no real problems in terms of, you know, with the result or the stadiums, etc., etc. So they can relax, and I'm hoping that didn't really affect the boys too much. Now we're on a situation, and I'm going to throw this to the lads as well. It's the same circumstances for Bournemouth with the international break coming up. So there's a fight to be won today. There's a right. We're at Villa Park. We expect to get result, but there's no question that the way they've been playing, and I was talking about their age group when Elmo spoke about pressing high and and have plenty of energy in the middle of the park. That's what they've got. We need to match that today. We need to make sure we match that, and we've got players coming back. It was lovely to see Yuri Tillemans get 10-15 minutes the other night. I'm not saying he's going to start, Kate, but nevertheless, in terms of our next game after this would be Leeds United away. Hopefully he'll be ready to rock by then.
Should we get some team news through? Of course, we've got plenty of changes.
Tell me Watkins is playing.
As we anticipated, plenty of changes. 6 changes for Aston Villa. So starting with Villa, we have Emi Martinez in goal, Matty Cash at right back, Ezri Konsa, Pau Torres teaming up, Luca Dean at left back, Boubacar Kamara and Amadou Onana in the heart of midfield. Our captain, John McGinn, after his signing of his new deal this week, Morgan Rogers, Emi Buendia and Ollie Watkins up top, but a strong bench as always. Yuri Tillemans does feature on there. Now in terms of Bournemouth, they have Petrovic in goal, Truffert at left back, Senesi, who's really cemented himself in the heart of defence Bournemouth this season, Smith, their captain at right back, Alex Scott, how exciting he is, and of course getting the call up this week as well. But look at that forward line, Semeyno, Kluivert, Tavernier and Evan Nielsen. So really strong teams for both sides as we were anticipating. But lads, just to start with Aston Villa, Elmo, we were expecting plenty of changes. We knew that seeing the lineup for Maccabi Tel Aviv, but by no means was it a second string or anything like that. It was still a very strong lineup, but we knew that we were going to rest players then for today.
Of course, yeah, you know what's the manager like. When you play in a different competition, is always going to rotate, especially when you have the depth in the squad, like Malin and Madsen came on and Torres then show their quality, so it's always going to be changed today. It's a big game, and the manager knows, the players knows. We spoke about the game before international break. I've been there before, It's always difficult because you going away with your national team. You always think, if you win, you will have a great break. Even if you go and play with the national team, you go there with a smile on your face. If you lose, it just affects you. Even if you're going with your national team, it affects you mentally. So for the players, like you said there, it's a lot of players going away with their national team. So for them to win today, to get the 3 points, is going to be important for us. And the changes the manager made, it's our strongest 11 playing today, starting. Buendia is flying this season. I know he got injured against Man City, came off, but before he came on, he just got the assist to Matty Cash, So Kamara and Joe McGinn and Big Onana playing absolutely fantastic, Morgan Rogers just about, hearing the news about signing a new contract. He's deserved it, absolutely been fantastic since he came to the football club. Ollie Watkins as well, he just needs some confidence today. He just needs some delivery today from the players, from the players behind him. The likes of Morgan, Joe McGinn, Kamara, just delivering him the ball, need to score today to just give him confidence back.
Alan, you were rejoicing then when Ollie's name came up. Why?
It's important because I think he needs to play, and I think he needs to give everyone the opportunity from the manager to prove. Am I right in saying he didn't get into the England squad?
No, he didn't.
No, Thomas Tuchel said it's because of a fitness worry that he had.
Which, to be fair, he has been nursing something. We need to tell everybody that. So he's not been 100% fit. But nevertheless, it's important, I think, he's in the starting lineup today. And I'm hoping, I see plenty of movement from him, and I see that hunger and the opportunity to get shots on target. I just thought for him especially, I was going to say to the lads, do you think it's getting harder to predict the manager's starting lineup, Tomo?
Yeah.
because of the depth we've got now. Genuinely, Emi was talking about Buendia and and Madsen. Madsen scores a great goal the other night, and I've said on this before. I think he carries his. Well, Kashi scored the last couple of games, but as a fullback, he carries a great goal threat. But I think it's getting more difficult to preempt to the manager's.
I think you look at a lot of clubs. It's all the same. There's a lot of players to choose from, a lot of quality as well, decent quality. And now the good thing is, they always used to say you're only as good as your bench. And nowadays, the manager can look at his bench, and if things aren't going particularly well, you can always change it. And the players we've got on the bench now, it does look very, very good.
Do you think that's as strong as we are today, Elmo?
Yes.
That team?
I do, yeah. But, you spoke about Tillemans coming back. He's on the bench today. Like just he said there, as a manager, you're looking back on the bench and you see the quality on the bench, it just gives you headache who you're going to put, who you're going to take off, So it's a great headache for the manager. And the manager always likes, to have a lot of players on the bench, quality players to come on, change the games. Because you never know, maybe 0-0. Someone coming on the bench just nick the goal, you know. And you saw it last year a lot of times, you know, players coming from the bench changing the game.
And that was why I was trying to answer your question by doing a roundabout. That why I want Ollie Watkins to start is because the depth we've got, because the fight for places is high, and it should be at Aston Villa. It's exactly where we want to be. But the other thing is, he has an opportunity to get on the goal sheet today to put us on 18 points next to Bournemouth, where a lot of people thought we would be in the season anyway. But we stuttered at the start, and now hopefully we're getting into a position where we're going to take those 3 points.
You just look at Ollie. He's been left out of the England squad, as it were. They're saying he's got an injury, whatever. He's trying to feel his way back in. But competition is the one thing we had when we played together. Like,
yes, we did.
We had competition. He's always looking over his shoulder. Ollie Watkins knows he needs to get goals. I don't think they'll be giving him enough service, to be fair. But if he gets the service, he will score the goals. He just needs decent service. The kid will score goals. And
to be honest, the manager is fantastic at this point. You know, you see how he's just like man managing the team. If you remember earlier the season, you know, Morgan was starting slow the season, but he kept him playing. Just go his confidence back. You see him now, he's flying. Same with Ollie now. He's trying to get his confidence back. Just get some goals. He will get back at his best.
It's a good place to be. So I was going to say, it's a great place to be a football player. If they sign new contracts, I walked through the car park. There's some lovely cars in the car park. I was like, what a time to be an Aston Villa football player. The guys are fine, and there's a good feel about the place. A genuinely good feel about the place. So I'm expecting us hopefully to get I'm expecting us to get 3 points today.
Now, you talk about new contracts. This is a perfect segue that you've provided me with. Because, of course, in midweek, in the 75th minute, we saw John McGinn joining the game, marking his 300th appearance for Aston Villa.
John McGinn, the skipper. What a fantastic move. There are limbs everywhere. The goggles are out again. Oh, what a strike from McGinn. A quite magnificent finish from distance. John McGinn, can he get the shot away? The score for Villa. A dream start for life back in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's been quite the week for our skipper. 300th appearance for Aston Villa, as well as signing a new deal, which we'll be getting into a little bit later in the show. But lads, we talk about that level of appearances in the modern game. Now, I've got a little something for you. Now, this is not to my own credit. This is our producer, Jack, who has put this together. So we're going to put this into perspective. 300 appearances for John McGinn. Now, if you add all of your Villa appearances together, it comes to 211. Now, no prizes for guessing who had the most out of those 211.
Elmo.
Yes, Elmo. Second, who are we going between?
Gary.
No.
Oh,
me.
It, yeah.
49.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was only here for a couple of seasons, wasn't I?
And Elmo with a grand total of 115.
Nice,
Congratulations, Elmo.
Nice.
So 211 between the three of you. John McGinn has just got up 300 appearances, Alan. Does that put it into perspective?
Yes, and I'll tell you something right now. I'm fed up with going to Scotland sometimes and Celtic fans giving it. How did Celtic not sign John? How did we let John McGinn go to Aston Villa?
It's great, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant. And he deserves a new contract, incidentally. I think he's the heartbeat of the team. He's a captain of the football club. And I don't remember anyone, when I come to Aston Villa and I speak to the fans, says to me, he doesn't give us enough.
Yeah.
He gives you everything he's got. And if you can ask a football player, good, bad or indifferent, to give you as much as they can give you, then if you can get 11 of them, you'll do okay.
Gary, he really stands up. When Villa's backs are against the wall, when the chips are down, he stands up and then some. There's
been so many games where, as you say, the game's going away from you, and John McGinn's the one that steps up, grabs the game by the scruff of the neck, either gets a goal, makes a tackle, sets the ball moving. He's one of them that he's infectious. he wins the ball, he gets round people, and I would imagine in the dressing room he's the first one to, because players are nice now and they don't really dig each other out at times. I would imagine John McGinn is not shy to let people know if they're not doing
I love
the job.
that now they're not back in your days, you two.
He used to shout at me all the time.
I cannot imagine it. But Elmo, you of course knew him when he first came to the club. What was he like then? Be honest.
I just go back to what Alan said, about Celtic didn't get him. I remember Steve Bruce absolutely did everything, and fair play. He did everything to get John McGinn to Aston Villa. And I remember, he's coming first day with his parents. He was just so skinny at the time. He was so tiny, but he's a legend of this football club. Honestly, what he did, when he first came and playing alongside some good players here at Aston Villa and learning from them. He's always, willing to learn. This is the good thing about John. It's not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well. He's so funny shared the dressing room with him. He's a great guy. Scoring that second goal, Wembley, to get us back to the Premier League since then, and to captain this football club. It's a great achievement for him as well, to be captain for a size of a club like Aston Villa, and what he's doing with his national team as well. He's nearly, the most to be capped with Scotland, Alan.
So 2 big games coming up as well.
So what he's done, in his career is absolutely fantastic, and especially for this football club. So for me, John McGinn stands up there. He's one of the legends of this football club.
And I suppose as well, in terms of the 300 matches, and it puts into perspective when you add our times at the football club. There's a lot of players that don't spend a lot of time at football clubs, and John's been given, quite rightly, a new contract for everything he's done here and remains part of the club going forward. There is a time for football players when you get to that point that parting ways is just part of the game. It's just something that happens. But he's such an important figure at the club that the club think we need to give him a new contract. And I think that speaks volumes about John, the person, regardless of what we see when he runs over the white line.
We're looking at it in the summer. There was talk at Everton we're going to try and sign for that 30 million. Yeah. And a lot of people have been looking at John McGinn's age and saying, well, 30 million, that's not bad for what he's done at the age he's at, as Mac was saying about age and that. But you sign him, he stays on, and the fella just lifts the club. And he's one of them that now goes down as a Villa legend, and rightly so. He has been absolutely different class.
You see him when he's talking to the press, the other day, he was just willing to win a trophy with this football club. He said, even if it takes me to when I'm 40, I'm going to stay here until I win a trophy. That shows the character he is. So he's absolutely fantastic. So long may continue for John.
Could you have imagined, we talk about your early memories of him, could you have, blowing kisses?
Well, it was. I'll give Daniel Mann, I'm going to give Daniel a mention on Villa TV. Lovely to see you, old boy. Daniel and I worked with Sky Television for ages and ages, and he'll be doing the comms today, actually. So, sorry everybody, sorry, but...
a man of the people, always networking, never missing an opportunity to network.
He's a really good guy. He's a good commentator as well and knows his stuff.
Oh, well, I'm sure people will not be tuning into his commentary because they will be tuning into Mark Regan on Villa TV instead.
That's fair. To be fair, Mark's much better than you.
There you go. Well saved, we clawed that one back. Elmo, just to go back to John McGinn here and your early memories of him, because there's always a lot of talk, whatever football club is, do clubs outgrow certain players? However, there's not enough talk, I don't feel, about players improving in line with the clubs. Players don't just stay exactly as they are from one season to the next. They have the ability to improve. Do you think John has improved in line with Villa?
Absolutely, but his biggest improvement was under the manager, Unai Emery, because if you remember, he was talking, the first thing the manager did, he had like 30 minutes with John by himself, and he spoke. He said to John, your last 10 games wasn't good enough, but you're lucky enough because I have watched the 10 before that and the 10 before that, and you were so good. So I want you to get back to your best, and he improved them a lot. It's not just John. A lot of players, played alongside Ollie, alongside Ezri Konsa. You see, Ezri now is a standout. He's one of the best centre halves of this country. He's a regular with England now. So the amount of the players the manager improved, and John one of them, it's absolutely outstanding.
We are blessed, aren't we? Now we talk about his new deal. Of course, he sat down with the Villa TV team earlier on this week, and he said that this contract was the easiest one he's ever signed.
I'm absolutely delighted. The club made it clear this summer that they were delighted with where I was at, and they wanted me to extend. So I think the club had a lot of important issues to sort over the summer, so we had a mutual agreement that we would park it to after the window and concentrate on what was important. So really grateful to the club for standing by that, because it's hard to get that loyalty and trust in football these days. So this time it was really straightforward, and I can't thank everyone at the club enough for that.
What were the main reasons behind your decision to put pen to paper?
I feel as if the manager's ambition and the owner's ambition to push this club forward, it means there's no real need to look elsewhere, and I just love being here and love being on this journey. So it was really straightforward. I just said absolutely no problem. I'm happy here and can extend as well. So it was probably in my career the easiest contract I've ever had to sign, and really happy that it's over the line.
In your interview 2 years ago, when you previously extended your stay, you said, "This is home for me." Your club captain, a leader on and off the pitch. Villa's firmly part of your DNA, isn't it?
It feels like a lifetime. It felt at home for me then, even more so now. I still drive in past the Belfry, turn right every day, and it just doesn't get boring. I think for a lot of players, sometimes they need a reset, but I feel as if I'm driven, I'm ambitious. I want to prove a lot of people wrong. I want the club to grow, and I feel when the club succeed now, and when the club fail, I feel responsible. I feel as if it affects me when I go home. I try and say to the boys, when we get beat, it's got to hurt. It's got to affect you the same way it does me. But obviously, I've been here a long time, and like you say, it is home for me now. I've not got the Brummie accent, but I'm still waiting. Maybe I'll extend a few years, maybe get a derby in there at some point.
And how excited are you for the future? And do you have any new ambitions?
I think it's clear we're all missing something that we've become so close to over the past few years. I think what this squad has built, what we've created, a core group of really talented players who are willing to learn, improve, and get on board with the club and the manager's ambitions. But each time we've been asked a further question, we've maybe just fell a little bit short, which is grinding on us as players. We're all really close. I spend so much time with these boys that when it got to the Conference League semi-final and the FA Cup semi-final, the Champions League quarter-final, they hurt us a lot, and they're still fresh in our memory. So I know they affect the supporters, it affects everyone at the club, and what it does is it makes us stronger for the next battle ahead and next attempt. And we know what we need to do to sort of cement our place in the club's history. And each game we go into and each tournament we go into, we know we've got that to look forward to, and hopefully at some stage that we can deliver on that.
He's always absolute gold, isn't he? And lads, we were just smiling, watching and listening to that then, Gary, that everything he says is absolute gold. You can tell how much he loves this place.
Sometimes you go to a club, you find somewhere and you think, yeah, this is like home. And from the moment he's walked in, he's felt at home, he's acted like he's at home, he enjoys it, he loves to be here. And the fact he signed a new contract, he was saying about taking it up to 10 years, that makes you a Villa legend. He's done absolutely well, superbly well, should I say. But he still seems to have the enthusiasm to keep going on and on again. He really enjoys it. The kids should be here for life.
Elmo, you were mainly picking at the point of when he said about turning right, going past the Belfry, which direction you should be going in, to be honest.
Yeah, if he's going past Belfry, you know, Belfry is on your left, so you turn left. I don't know which way John is coming, but he just, yeah, he's, listen, we spoke about him. He's a legend of this football club, what he's did for the football club, what he's doing now, and hopefully for the future as well. He wants to win a trophy with this football club, to be remembered as, because he's a captain as well. So if you win a trophy, he's going to be the one, you know, holding the cup. So long may continue for John, you know, hopefully he's going to score today, just to get that little bit, you know, signing a new contract as well. So yeah, like I said, you know, he's a legend of this football club, and I absolutely adore him. One of the best players I played alongside them.
It's interesting, Alan, when he talks about well, we talk about his positive trajectory at this club, yet he's still not resting on his laurels. He still wants to win a trophy. And even the fact, I thought it was really poignant what he said about when they're asked the further questions, even though they've achieved so much already, they might just be falling short. He referenced the FA Cup semi-final, he referenced the Conference League, he referenced PSG last year. Do you agree with that? It's kind of hard not to when the club skipper is pointing it out himself.
Some players just don't like to lose. Genuinely, some players don't like to lose. If you've got that inside you and you have that will to win, Tomo's right about his enthusiasm to try and drive the club forward. I can understand that. I don't like doing anything and still getting beat at anything. Never mind when we played football. I was, funny enough, when you were talking about turning right or left, he used to land in a helicopter for training. He was making that money. But listen, there's no surprises with John McGinn anymore. We know how he feels about the football club. We know how he feels about the way he plays as a football player and the way he speaks to players and demands things from them. That is going to bring the club success and hopefully John's success as well. He's a great football player for this football club.
The players are an extension of the manager. The manager's demanding, he wants, whatever you've done, if you've done well there, he wants to go again. And John McGinn is an extension of that on the pitch. And so he'll be driving the other lads as well, and he'll be lifting the lads up as well. So as the manager wants to go, the staff want to go, the club wants to go, John McGinn's pushing the others.
And we talk about that, Gary. We talk about when the chips are down and the fact that John McGinn is the one who sets the tempo, sets the precedent. He is very much the leader. He's shown that time and time again now.
Never more so than the PSG game. The game's running away from us, we're 2-0 down. John McGinn picks the ball up, runs 30-40 yards, has a striker put the goal. All of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, I tell you what, we got half a chance here. He lifts the players. When people are down, you're looking around for someone who's going to lift the place. John McGinn is usually that man to step up.
He did it this year. Remember, he scored up the top end there with the left peg. He curled it in. Where was it? Fulham we played?
This goal here.
It was it.
Fulham, yeah.
And this is it here. This is the goal I was talking about. And the game, in fact, you and I were sitting watching this game together.
Yeah.
That's Burnley, I think.
That's exactly who it is.
Yeah.
And the game was okay, but it wasn't. We weren't really dominating the game. And he drags the ball, runs it, gets the ball, and then curls it into the corner. And that changed the atmosphere at the football club. That's the kind of thing he does. And look at this, exactly what I'm talking. Drive. Great goal. I mean, honestly, that not just changes games, but it changes the players' of attitude on the pitch at the time, and that's why he's a captain.
Because we can talk about when teams come here and how difficult Villa find teams that play a low block, Elmo, and you talk about those players that manage to work through the lines and are really kind of intricate with their play. Sometimes you just need someone to be a bit of a battering ram and to be able just to set kind of almost that old school tempo.
Of course, yeah, you see a lot of teams come here to Villa Park and they know it's a difficult place to come, so they just coming back, low block and be organized, and what you need to do is just the way we play to find the players between the lines, Morgan Rogers, Buend, but sometimes it doesn't work. So what you need to do is just taking shots from outside the box. And I mentioned that to you before. We score half our goal this season scoring from outside the box, and John McGinn is one of them. Alan said, you need your captain to just take responsibility to lift everyone at the stadium, and John, one of the either shots from outside the box, either putting a tackle, pressing, doing something. He's the one starting that. So to have John McGinn in your team, you're always willing to do that. So yeah, of course, you need to find something. Just not the way you play all the time, finding players between the lines. So you have either crossing, either shots from outside the box, and we need to do that today because Bournemouth know it's difficult to come here, so they're gonna sit back, organize, and then hits you on the counter-attack. So you need this kind of the things, shots from outside the box, crosses from Lucas Digne and Matty Cash. Matty Cash has been sensational, in the last few weeks. He's taking shots from outside the way. He was unlucky at Anfield, he took one from the goalkeeper, saved it. So we need this kind of the players to step in today.
And the reason we were talking about that is because we were saying about when I interviewed Matty Cash earlier on in the week and saying about how these new Premier League balls move so much. And you pointed out the fact that we've got the yellow balls, the new winter balls, and exactly what that might lend itself to as well. I mean, Gary, if these balls move around as much as the other ones that we've been seeing throughout the Premier League do so far, you wouldn't be putting off anyone taking any sort of shots outside the box.
In the last 3 or 4 years, people have been saying that we want to work the ball and try and get opportunities in and around the box. All of a sudden, the trend is now for people to have shots outside the box. As you say, the fact that the ball moves as well, why wouldn't you have a shot? The likes of Matty Cash pick the ball up. I mean, we get the ball around in certain areas and fans are now saying, go on then, have a go. You don't have to work the ball perfectly and get a strike at goal from 6 yards, sometimes 30 yards out, Aberdeen.
Oh, let's have a go. Let's have a go.
Why not?
For all that the vast majority of Bournemouth's conceded goals have been inside the penalty area. But we'll park that stat to one side for just 1 second because it sounds more fun when we talk about shots from outside the box. Now, plenty of other news regarding Aston Villa so far this week. Now, Emery Buend, his winner at Tottenham, was voted the Guinness Premier League Goal of the Month. So any excuse to show this goal again for the Villa Globetrotters, Alan.
Watch this. Watch this. Matty Cash thought, and then he thought, oh yeah,
He
bang.
said he meant it. He said he meant it.
Oh, he absolutely
He does
meant
it in training all the time.
And he couldn't have nailed it any better. I've got to say, Dina's touch was amazing, and then Buendia, thanks very much. It was an absolutely fabulous goal, considering we were on the attack as well. And then all of a sudden, it comes back to the halfway line, and Kashi starts it. It was a brilliant, brilliant goal. What a feeling that is, by the way.
Oh, it should have been, shouldn't it, Elmo? Goal of the month. If not, still a contender for goal of the season. How well worked that was.
It's a great goal, you know, but you see in the social media, you know, Matty Cash put that in his Instagram, and then Buendia just commented on it. He said to him, great clearance. But it was, to be honest. No, we spoke about that before, you know. The ball from Cash is absolutely fantastic. But this touch from Lucas Digne, and I mentioned before,
that's the one that makes it all.
It's like Zidane in his prime, you know.
Yeah.
And then here you go, you know, Buendia taking shots from outside the box, you know. It deserved it to be goal of the month.
There you go, he takes a shot and he just works the ball a little bit, and he just uses Van der Ven just to bend it around. It's a perfect bit of play. The whole thing from Matty Cash's smash to the control to the shot, beautiful.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? So yeah, definitely deserved to be goal of the month. Now, Villa's under-19s progressed into the next round of the UEFA Youth League. They beat KF Skendenbouw 6-0 in the second leg at Bodymoor Heath on Wednesday. A Rory Wilson hat-trick, and this strike that we're looking at now from Jack McGrath, helping set up a trip to the Netherlands to face AZ Alkmaar. So lads, I'm not entirely sure if you've seen that before, Elmo, but again, stellar performance.
I saw it, yeah, I saw it. He's a great player, by the way, and a great finish. You know, you see the way he just, as a striker, Alan, just put the defender behind your back and just turning him and then just, you know, place it there. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, we're doing absolutely fantastic. And then
that touch.
Yeah.
That
and
touch,
here you
beautiful.
see, as a striker as well. You know, you're just working your feet inside the box. So he's a great player. He's doing very well.
The thing of a striker in terms of when the ball comes into you, he's almost aware where the defender is, and that's why that touch and then turns it back inside was really, really good. So he's obviously got that a little awareness, which is just a little bit of gold dust for strikers, and hopefully.
And as well a bit of composure as well to finish that place. He's a great player. He's got a good future with the first team.
And a great chance for them. We got Holland now and turn over Alkmaar as well. So yeah, the boys just have a fantastic result for the lads.
It's great to see, Gary, isn't it? All of the youth teams coming up and doing so well as well.
Well, this is the lifeblood of the club. You get your young kids coming through, they can see there's a pathway to get in and around the first team as well, and obviously games like that and performances like that just give them more of an opportunity. But it's beautiful to see the young lads doing so well.
And of course, Aston Villa women, Natalia Arroyo's Aston Villa women also had a very good time of things this week. Now, they travelled to Man United yesterday. Now, Miri Taylor, who was our first guest on the Holt seat last week, scored the only goal as Villa came away with the points in the WSL. And Gary, again, we say about Villa just being the whole club, the women's team as well. They're such a great group, and great to see them doing so
Everything seems to be moving forward in the right direction, which is what the manager wanted. And everyone was saying when he came, well, everything's focused on the manager, but you look at the ladies' teams, you look at the young kids as well, everything's going right in the right direction. And that, by the way, is a wonderful.
It's not that I watch a lot of the games, but to be fair, when I saw the result come in, I checked the table, and United are second.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a good result.
Yeah,
away from home, come on.
I think they were expecting maybe they'll turn their girls over.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic result. And certainly, you look at the table, I think it was City first, United second. It's a great result for the girls.
Oh, brilliant. And for Miri Taylor as well, who, as I say, was a fantastic guest on the whole season.
She took the goal very, very well. It's a set piece, you know, and she just like outside the box and just adjust herself, you know, and she just took it very well. Yeah, congrats to them.
Oh, it's all just a good feel around the place at present, isn't it? Now, on the back of this break, we're going to be hearing more about the newly announced vice-captain as well as the two managers.
There are so many words, man. If I had to choose one, I'd say magic. Yeah, magic for sure.
The Holt End, there's nothing like it. I think for a lot of people, football is a religion and the Holt End is the church.
This is Villa, the fans expect us to win, and you know the Holt End is the driving force behind that.
It represents the centre of the club.
The whole stadium depends on what happens in the Holt.
It's the noise and vocal support of the club.
It's like a heart pumping blood to its body.
When you score at Villa Park, it's always special, but scoring there's,
even more special as a Villa player.
Everything in your life you forget about. You feel every kick, you feel every shot, you feel every tackle.
We always end up kicking off, with the whole end behind us. As a centre back, I can hear the support, hear the crowd, and really gets us going.
You finish the game, you're tired, you've been part of it, you're the 12th man, it's family, everyone here is family.
That old cowpoke went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw, a-plowing through the ragged skies and up a cloudy draw. Yippee-yi-yi. Their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, and shirts all soaked with sweat. They're riding hard through kits that hurt, but they ain't caught them yet. 'Cause they got too high forever on that range up in the sky. All the horses snorting fire.
Go higher, wee John.
As they ride on, hear their cry. Yippee-yi-yi. Riders in the sky. Hola. The ghost riders in the sky.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. Now we're just about 40 minutes away from kickoff, but as I teed up before the break then, that Ezri Konsa has been recently named by Unai Emery as Villa's vice-captain. Now Elmo, this is another player that you previously played with. How was he then in comparison to how he is now? What's he like to play against?
Yeah,
or with, I should say.
Like we said, before, I remember Ezri when he first came, his first 3-4 months, he wasn't quite in the team at all, he was left out by Dean Smith, but after that, since he came and stepped in to the starting 11, absolutely outstanding, from day one. So we're talking about improvement and how the manager improved players. Ezri is one of them, and you can see that the quality, he's a standout player for Aston Villa, and he's a regular starter for England now. So he's for me now. Okay, last season, this season, he's one of the best, if not even the best centre half in this country. So absolutely great to have someone like him, and the relationship he had before with Tyrone Mings alongside him, now with Poitou is absolutely sensational. Playing in the same side with Matty Cash for a long time now, so the relationship between them, you can see it on the pitch. So it's great for the team, it's great for everyone. So to have someone like Ezri, and like you mentioned, now he's one of the captains now in the team, so fully deserved it. Congrats to him. He's just behind John McGinn now in the vice captain.
And we talk about that synergy that he said across the back line, and the fact that last year, Gary, we didn't always get that. There were injuries kind of dotted throughout Villa's defence last season. It's been so nice, not to tempt fate by any means, that we've been able to have that synergy now between the matchup. Matty Cash doing so well this season. Probably a massive part of that is being helped by Ezri Konsa and the confidence he has to his inside.
And the thing is, Ezri Konsa had done so well because you looked at when last year when Matty Cash was left out a few times and Ezri played full back, and we're looking at an international class centre half, and then who can also play right back. And I just look at it and I think, well, you don't want to see him there, because at centre half he's absolutely superb, and he's got better and better. He's one of them that he plays, you only notice him if he has an iffy game, and he doesn't have too many of them. He's absolutely different class like.
It's a thankless task being a defender, isn't it, Elmo? Rather than these up front, getting all the all the credit then for strikers.
Chasing them for 90 minutes.
But we talk about John McGinn getting 300 appearances up. Ezri Konsa got up 250 against Liverpool there at the weekend just gone. And again, his appearances are just totting up without us even realising.
I don't know. You should remember, because I said last season we haven't seen anywhere near the best of Ezri Konsa yet, because he's that good. And he makes the game look easy. And the only times I've ever spoken to Ezri, I'm like, don't make it look so easy. worry a little bit or something, because you get to the I think he's got quicker, I think he's got stronger, and that just comes with being wiser and obviously a bigger part of the football club, and now he's one of the vice captains. The boy has been unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And if you watch, we were lucky, we got to play with this football club. We also played with other football clubs with unbelievable football players. And especially from me, I played with the likes of Klaus Augenthaler and Jürgen Kohler. These boys won a World Cup. He plays exactly the same game. He smells danger, he expects. His reaction time, I mean, I can't talk highly enough of the boy. He's been absolutely different class.
Read the game very well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think that's his biggest asset in terms of when your defender is when you take a step back, when you want to go into, if anything, at times he's waiting for I don't like it when he waits for somebody to foul him and he goes down, etc. That's the only one I'm like, Ez, get up.
That's part of the modern game.
I know, but he really, I mean, I'm not going to talk about him too much. I'm not tempting fate. It's a big game for us today, but he has done so well.
And we talk about that and defenders as well, and it was interesting. I think it was actually last season, Alan and I were talking to Tyrone Mings, and he was basically saying about the fact that he knows what's going to happen before it actually unfolds. The job as a defender is to be able to then react to that ahead of time. And Ezri Konsa, he almost epitomises that in himself. He is a Rolls Royce. He's so relaxed. Is that true about making a top-class defender, is just being able to anticipate the danger?
Of course, yeah, you have to read, you have to smell the danger, just to read the game. If you remember that top quality defenders back in the day, talking about, Maldini, Cannavaro, Nesta, all these top, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, they just read the game very well. And then they're just ahead of everyone, ahead of the striker. Alan played the striker before, and when he play against the defender, he reads the game. It's a tough day for him. Tough day for him because he's just cutting everything, water, food, and everything to him. So for Ezri, he's one of those. I play alongside him. I play the fullback for a lot of times, alongside Ezri. But he is the one. He knows the ball is coming over my head. He's just behind me. He knows what's going to happen. And Tyrone mentioned it as well. And then the one thing Alan was saying, that you just go down for a foul of that, because he knows the situation. He just get out of the situation quickly. Just give himself a free kick to just get the team calm down. Everyone is starting again. So he's, like you said, he's a Rolls Royce defender.
Was he a commanding presence when you played with him, or has that developed?
He's always talking. It's one of the things. He talks to everyone. He talks to the fullback, to the centre half, to the striker, to the goalkeeper. And one of the best thing for a defender, he needs to talk. He needs to just talk to everyone, make sure everyone in the right place. Ezri is one of them.
And he's loved here, incidentally. But do you know why he's loved? Because we've gone on this journey with him.
Yeah.
We've, in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, we've been on his journey for him to become an England international. One of our, if he's fit, he plays. He's now one of the vice captains for the football club. We have been on that journey with him. That's why he's so important to the club.
And I want to ask you, Gary, how much confidence does it give him, do you imagine, getting the England call-up? And the lads have been saying that he is a stalwart in the England setup now. How much further confidence does that give?
He'd have got great confidence with Villa and developing at Villa, but when you get called up for the international team, you're always like, well, am I going to be able to cut it? Am I going to be good enough? Then you go in with them, and all of a sudden, the likes of Ezri will be in there and think, oh, this isn't too bad. Yeah. And bit by bit, he's improved, he's learned with the players, and now, like you say, look, he's a Rolls Royce anyway, but he looks better and better, and he has so much confidence now, playing with them players now. He's looking around now thinking, a few years ago, I was at Charlton, I was at Brentford, I've ended up, I'm now playing with country, and I'm one of the first names on the sheet for the country as well. Can't be bad.
It's a big season for Ezri, by the way. You got Europa League to look forward to, It's one thing to have to win with the football club. Now we are vice captain, so it's one thing to look. At the end of the season, you got the World Cup with your country. So it's a big season for him.
It is, isn't it? And it's going to be a big game for him again today. Yeah, right. Let's hear from the two managers now, Andoni Iraola and Unai Emery.
And on Sunday is again our challenge in the Premier League after we lost in Liverpool. And we were, before the match against Liverpool, very, very confident how we were performing the last 2 matches against Tottenham and against Manchester City. And of course, this Sunday is very important. Very important. Last year, we were speaking this morning, Bournemouth, until the last moment, he was our opponent. And we beat them in the day 36 there. And we closed the difference between them and us in the table to be from them. And now in the day 11 is our opponent. It's really and clearly our opponent because they are playing and performing fantastic. And on Sunday we must show, we should show our capacity to respond as well, tactically and individually against them. Of course, playing in Villa Park, hopefully we can create a build a positive energy and transmit our supporter our capacity to play excited, motivated, and being clinical in everything to beat them.
But it's true that we are facing them probably in the best moment of their season, in the sense that after not a very good start, they've gone to the normal because they've been very good. The previous seasons, the 2 seasons I've been here, I think they've played Champions League, now Europa League, so it's a team of that level, and it's going to be another difficult one. I think we are coming from the City away game, and now we are going to, in a different way, but it's going to be this level of difficulty, yes. They control also different phases of the game very well. Set pieces, they are a danger. Playing from the back, they are very good. They have also players up front who can play different positions, and there is a reason, no? They've been so successful past seasons, and they are doing so well. So we need our top level performance if we want to beat them, because the level of the game overall, I think, is going to be high.
Tactically, they are very good in everything. They are defending aggressive, they are defending, getting duels, they are attacking in transition, but they are attacking as well, and getting good combination with the player and being very offensive with all the players they have. They are very good in set pieces. Offensively, they are very, very creative, and defensively as well, they have the power. I think the challenge is really a difficult challenge, but I like to play matches like that. I like to get our challenges against teams, against coach like him, against teams they are performing very well, and how we are building our team needs to show and to have challenges like we are going to have on Sunday.
Great to hear from Andoni Iraola and Unai Emery. And lads, we were talking about them beforehand, Gary, how similar they are from the same region. And it almost feels like Iraola is like a mini Unai Emery in terms of the way he sets up, in terms of his ambition, in terms of his abilities as well. But interesting here how much respect they have for each other.
It is like a mini-me situation, but you look at the way they play and it is different, because Iraola wants to put, almost like last season when I saw him, they gave the ball away and then pressed and tried to nick the ball from there. And now the press is on every time. It's massive presses on all the time. They'll have to be very, very sharp in moving the ball today, because if they get the press in the right area, they can hurt us.
Can we talk about that, Elmo, and the fact that Bournemouth, they never change their tactical makeup, their structure, their setup, regardless of who they're playing? We saw that against Man City. Perhaps that was their downfall in the end, but do you put a lot of respect on that, given how much confidence they must have in their own tactics, or do you just think that they're easier to read?
It's not easy to read, but sometimes as a manager you're taking the risk, like he did against Man City, playing high line, you know, against Man City at the Etihad is very, very risky, and then they got punished. So if they're going to do it today, so hopefully they're going to do it today. We got the players to run behind and got the players to hurt them, but he knows exactly what he's going to do, because he went there at City and then he got beat. So today he's going to change it a little bit. He's a good manager, I like him. So similar like our manager Unai, so all the Spanish manager, it seems like they have a style to play, all seem the same, you know. So today is going to be a tough one. They got players, they got Semeyno, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, who's the one can take players on, shots from outside the box, and he showed against big teams as well, against big players. So today he's playing on the left, so MATCHDAY is going to have a tough one today, so he has to be ready for it. And then as well, Kluivert is one of the players who likes to stay in the pockets, get the players, get the ball and turn, and then he got a shot on him, got a good ability. So our midfield today have to be at it, you know, Kamara, especially Onana as well against Kluivert, so it has to be at it today.
I was going to ask you that actually. Where is Semeyno going to at least start? On the left, you anticipate? Because we know he can flip in mid-game, and we saw that, of course, with PSG, and how difficult that was for Villa to be able to cope with. I know Bournemouth have got a similar enough setup where Semeyno, he can go absolutely anywhere, but you're anticipating him being on the left today.
Yeah, he's his best position on the left, you know, where he's got his goals, where he got his assists in playing on the left, you know. So he's kind of the players. It's like Ezri, Arsenal. You don't know what he's gonna do. So it's difficult for the defender to just protect what he's gonna do. So it's unpredictable to play against. So for MATCHDAY today, he needs some help from a midfielder. So either Onana or Kamara has to go a little bit, you know, with Joe McGinn as well, because he's the one can hurt you. I mentioned Kluivert, but Semeyno is the top one. He can hurt you today, so you need to stop him.
Alan, it was a high line, as Elmo said there, that they were playing against Man City, which all credit to them for that. But will that suit Villa? We talk about Villa struggling against the low block sometimes when they come to Villa Park and just sit in. However, when you've got a game like this, could it potentially be stretched, or what are you anticipating?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you talk about, you know, defending really deep, there is no space beyond then. So I'd be quite happy. Listen, if I was playing today and they were playing at the halfway line, I'd be absolutely delighted. And by the way, because that would make it easier then for Ezri and for our fullbacks to hit diagonals in behind their fullbacks and get them turning. So I'm not really sure they're going to be doing that. Listen, they're a very, very good team, and I said, like Krupi and Semeyno and Tavernier and Brooks and Tyler Adams and Alex Scott, they've all done really well. The boy Semeyno at the back has been very, very good. And we're talking about Semeyno specifically. He's one of their players that Iraola has made better. No question about that. And he is certainly one of the danger men today. But I'll be delighted if they think they're going to defend against us in the halfway line, because apart from Ollie Watkins, we've got players that can certainly hurt them. And not only that, from midfield breaking forward, and obviously I don't think they'll be as high up as the halfway line, but in terms of Ollie Watkins playing with his back to goal, he's brilliant at it. So he'll hold the ball up for us, and then we can get midfield players going beyond. So if they play like that, we'll beat them.
That's the key to it, though. We've got Ollie holds the ball up, we've got players to run in behind, but Buend and Morgan Rogers getting in the pockets. And Man City did the other day with Doku and Cherki. They came in field and they joined it from there, and they played Haaland in time after time, and he could have scored more goals than he did. But if they play that high line, which I don't think it'll be as high today, but if they do that, the space will be there for Buend and Morgan Rogers.
This will be pretty tight today, because they're two very, very good teams. I mean, we're expecting to win because we're at home and we've got a good record at home, and they're coming here thinking this is a toughie. Absolutely right it is. But they're in decent form, Elmo, to be fair. So we'll need to be careful, and we'll need to have it about us today.
They are a very good team, Alan. And like you said, it might be a tight game today, so it might be maybe one goal. So set piece is going to be important today. It's one of the... Listen, yesterday I was just watching Sunderland Arsenal. There's no game in the Premier League now without long throw-ins. Every team uses. We use
the advertising boarding's up that close.
Yeah, long throw-ins now coming back, you know, to the Premier League, and every team now is using it. You know, Bournemouth is one of them as well. So we use it as well. So might come to an end to a set piece. So we have to be focused on the set pieces for us and against us as well.
Right, I've heard you three talking plenty about Aston Villa. Someone else who loves talking about Aston Villa is Gabby Agbonlahor, who was our latest guest on the Villa podcast.
Gabby.
What's hilarious about that game is that I was having a stinker. They're the games that like the ball falls to you.
Oh, and in by Agbonlahor! Agbonlahor! It's a chance for the hat-trick here. Oh, it's brilliant! What about that?
Dion Dublin headbutted Robbie Savage, and I thought to myself, like, we can't lose to these. Like, it's not an option. You're the fans' voice on the pitch. So if they want to kick someone, they can't do it. So can you do it for them? We were having banter for like a year before. Oh, I'm going to get it in 150 games next to you. And I'll be like, I played half my career as a left winger. I'll say I'm the highest Premier League goal scorer born in Birmingham.
Yeah, great to hear from Gabby Agbonlahor. Make sure to head to Villa TV to catch the podcast, which was great fun. We've got plenty more lined up as well, haven't we, going forward?
Yeah, we've got a busy week, you and I, for lots of content for Villa Television. So by all means, everybody, make sure you watch it.
That's it. We're going to be teeing that up and just leave you hanging there for now. Lovely touch, by the way. The ball has just flown towards you. Considering you've got a broken foot, that was a beautiful touch there.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah. Gary, who are going to...
Well, I knew if it goes past me, it could end up in the crowd.
More housery on the panel. Gary, who are going to be the danger men for Bournemouth today?
I think everyone knows about Semeyno with the ability he's got. I mean, he can play on the right and the left-hand side. He's got a hint of McInally about him. He's strong, he's powerful. He hasn't got the looks of McInally, but he's got everything else. But he's very, very powerful, very strong. But as you say, they've got 2 or 3 players as well. Clive got to mention with Clive that comes on. They've got so many players that can. And Evan Nielsen. Last season, I watched the game. I was in the posh bits, drinking champagne and all that. And we were battering her. I'm thinking this is going to be 5. And Evan Nielsen just kept working, kept pressing. Nicked a goal just at the death light. He's one of them that just will keep going to the 90th minute.
We tried to forget that game this year with that last minute equaliser for them. Key battles, Elmo. Where are the key battles going to be?
Midfielders today. You know, both midfield they are very good. You know, when you come in building up from the back, like the same way we do it. So Kamara and Onana and John McGinn have a big game to play with Buend and Morgan coming to the midfield today. So midfield today for me is the key point. So if we control the midfield, we'll control the game and we win the game.
Right, lads, predictions time. Now I'm going to mix this up because Elmo's spoken last. So Alan, you're going to go first this time.
Well, people remember me talking how important Buend was going to be against Man City, if you remember, and he didn't manage to, play more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He'll be the difference today. He'll score, and we will win 2-1.
2? What? Do you want to give me the other goal scorer?
Ollie Watkins, of course.
There you go, of course. Yeah, Emmy and Ollie. There you go.
I was going to go 2-1, but I'm going to go 2-0. And Ollie Watkins is going to score, and Morgan Rogers.
And Morgan Rogers.
I'm going 3-1 today. It's going to be an open game for us. I'm going Ollie, first goal. I'm going John McGinn and Morgan Rogers.
Okay, perfect. Right, that was a brilliant blend. Lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much to the 3 of you for all of your hard work, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Now, we are getting off a little bit early because, of course, it is Remembrance Sunday, so Villa have got lots of lovely things planned pre-game. But make sure to head over to Villa TV for live audio commentary of today's game. Mark Regan alongside Brian Little.